Hi, I'm Kalyan Karmakar and welcome to Foodocracy Kitchens. This is where I speak to you about the food cooked in kitchens across India and across Mumbai, often through the food which is cooked by people. And it's still winter, so I'm going to talk to you a bit more about winter food, this time from the west of India. Probably the most famous winter dish in Western India is the undiyu of Gujarat. Well, this is not that, but it's something similar. It's from Mumbai and it's a dish called the ghara and it's from the Pathare Prabhus. Now, who are the Pathare Prabhus? The Pathare Prabhus are considered to be one of the original inhabitants of the island city of Mumbai, and they are said to have come originally from Rajasthan, then they went all the way down to Hyderabad, then Gujarat, and then into Mumbai. So their food shows a lot of these influences. I have got to know about their food through a lady called Bimba Naik. She's a powerhouse. She's a Pathare Prabhu herself, and she learned how to cook all these food after she got married and through her mother-in-law. And then she went and worked abroad as a chef, then came back to India where she does cooking classes. She works with top-end hotels doing sugarcraft cakes and bakes. And during the lockdown, she started offering her Pathare Prabhu food as a home chef. So this is what she has made today. It's a winter special for the Pathare Prabhu community. It is made in the period during Sankrant, which is going to be in a couple of days. And after Sankrant, all of this stops because it's made with winter vegetables. She made it this Sunday on order and the previous Sunday. I have some bad news for you. She's not going to make it anymore this year as far as I know. But I thought I'll take the opportunity and tell you about the dish and what I've learned. So it's called the ghara. Yeah? And the ghara is because it originally used to be made in matkis, earthen vessels, and would be kept below the ground and baked. A bit the way the Gujarati dish undiyu is. But nowadays that's not the way it happens. So she makes it in a vessel and obviously above ground on the gas burner, and it's steamed, so there's no water added. Like in the undiyu, there's a medley of winter vegetables in this. So there's beetroot, there is baigan, brinjal, there is string beans, lima beans, there is purple yam, there are potatoes, there's singara or water chestnut, which she uses, there are broad beans. The only leaf I understand is coriander, and all of this is slow cooked, and this one is being cooked over 2 hours. Yeah. Now the one difference between the Gujarati undiyu and the Pathare Prabhu ghara is that in the Gujarati undiyu there is something called the mutia, which is like a little dumpling, which is part of it and much sought after. But here, along with the papri and other vegetables which is there in the undiyu, there's a non-vegetarian element as well in the Pathare Prabhu ghara. So this is a seafood one. There is prawns and there's a seafood sea fish called ghol. She's also made a mutton version of it. And this, Bimba tells me, this is the way to eat it. So you spread it out on a plate. So it's not had on a bowl or something like that. It's the main dish, she asserts. And you spread it out on a plate and eat it with your fingers, spoon, fork, whatever. And you traditionally eat this with this, which is called, and she's made this, is called the tel poi. So poi in Marathi means bread, and it's called tel poi because it's made in, the dough is rolled in oil, regular cooking oil, and it's a maida based, refined flour based thing, and then stuffed with a bit of dal, pulses, and then laid out. So it's very flaky, very crispy. There's a little bit of dal stuffing in it. It's on the sweeter side, but it's not like desert sweet. It also reminds me a bit, talking of the desert, of the khaja which you get in the north in UP, Rajasthan and so on. And remember the Pathare Prabhus had originally come in from the north. So I feel, and it's completely a hypothesis, don't quote me on this, that maybe it's a bit of that influence. But that's what food is. So there are a lot of influences which food takes as it takes the journey and comes to our plate, and that's what the Pathare Prabhu ghara and the tel poi shows. And here's where I'm going to make a connection between the west of India and the east of India. So as you know, I'm Bengali. So I've been living in Mumbai for the last 20 years. And I have seen very similar connections between the food of the Pathare Prabhus when I've had it from Bimba Naik, also from Soumitra Velkar and so on, with our Bengali food. For example, there's a dish called the Gora mutton, which they have on Sundays. It's a lot like our Bengali Mangsho Jhol, Pathar Mangsho Jhol, goat meat, and it even has potato in it. That's because the Pathare Prabhu food, while it's non-vegetarian heavy, does not necessarily have a lot of coconut in it, as some parts like the coastal parts of Maharashtra have. Then they have a prawn curry also, which reminds me again a lot of the sort of prawn curry my mother would make in Calcutta. It's reddish in color, thin gravy, not coconutish, and little pieces of potatoes in it. And this, what they call ghara, reminds me so much of a Bengali chachuri. So what is a chachuri? Chachuri is a mix of vegetables which are seasonal. So there's summer chachuris, winter chachuris. There's a way of choosing the vegetables, the way you cut it, the way you cook it. And it's a big part of Bengal, the tradition in Bengal to put in fish in it. And so there could be tiny shrimp in it, or sometimes they could be like the innards of fish. So there could be fish head in it, or there could be the tail, which is the blubber. And you know, all of this together come together to make a wonderful medley. And it's a great example of science which comes into Indian food, and the sort of awareness of nature and seasonality which is reflected in Indian food, because this takes into account whether it's the ghara in Mumbai or the Pathar Prabhus or the chachuri of Bengalis in Bengal. It takes into account the seasonality, the vegetables which are there at that time. It looks at interesting combinations, like over here they use sea fish because Mumbai is on the coast, so the ghol or the prawns are from the sea. In Bengal you might have you know, chingri mach from the river, or you could have the head of a rui mach or katla in it, which is from the river, or small fish like puti mach and so on, which are from the river. And there's also a lot of fluidity which I see in Indian food. So like I said, in the West, you've got the ghara from the Pathar Prabhus in Mumbai. Then the Gujaratis have undiyu, which is similar yet different. So similarly, the chachuri which I've told you about in Bengal, there are versions of that in Odisha, there are versions of that in Ahom, there are versions of that in Bihar, Tripura, called by different names. Flavorings could be here and there a bit different, but it gives you the same sense of satisfaction. And I love coming across these stories, and whenever I do, I would love to share it with you in Foodocracy Kitchens. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please in the comment section share stories of what are the winter food typical to your community, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.